Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be going over some things about YBA and pretty much how they can turn this game and fix it into a much better game, because what they've got here is really good. Okay, I mean, like, this game has so much potential. It's just the execution that's the problem here. I'm going to be telling you guys, so I'm going to tell you guys and also show you some problems with the game itself, and then I'm gonna say how you could easily fix those problems. Okay, so let's just start off on our first category. Pretty big one. We need stand balancing. Stands in this game, the majority are not balanced whatsoever. Some stands are so broken and just not even okay. Like, let me give you guys an example. The hand homo. Understandably, I mean, no wonder it'd be broken for its reasoning. The thing is, the fact that they just need to nerf it. And I'm not saying this just to, like, complain about, they're annoying. I mean, it's just generally unbalanced. If you use the hand and hormone combined, not only does your damage get buffed, but you just do, like, it's as simple as landing one zoom punch, and there's easily 3/4 of someone's HP. That's not very balanced. Like, it's just one zoom punch and 3/4 of their HP are gone. If you know how to do more of a combo, you can do way more than that. So it's like, in my opinion, I think there should only be one eraser, and I mean, we're gonna be fixing every stand, or I'm gonna be teaching you guys how to fix all the stands. Not you guys, how Uzu could fix all of the stands that are unbalanced, or at least the best way he could do it. So let's start off. The only way you can really beat the hand hormone is if they either do not really know what they're doing, or with a time stop stand. There's the hand right there as an example. Like, yeah. So, in my opinion, I feel there should be one eraser, or if not just one eraser, then they nerf the damage and make it so you can block in between erasers, or at least perfect block them. Because the fact that you can just, once you land one eraser, you can instantly land the other is just too broken. Or they should take it out where it would actually, like, slow you down if it erased your leg or something. Because that's just kind of up to chance, and that's not really a good setting for a stand. And this isn't just me, as I said before, complaining about, whatchamacallit, me just mad about, the people that use it. Not at all. It just is way too broken. It just is insane. It's really big meta stand. So yeah, they could do many different ways they could nerf it. I mean, there are plenty of different ways they can do it. But just, like, make it so it doesn't take one zoom punch to instantly put someone at 1/4 of HP. So that's the hand. They can fix the hand like that. Now, understandably, Requiem and Over Heaven stands would be OP, considering how hard it is to get them. But some of them just, I guess, would just need a nerf in general. They should definitely nerf the world's time stop on the World Over Heaven and on Star Platinum of the World, because it's just, the cooldown is insane, and it's just not really balanced at all. Understandably, it's an Over Heaven stand, but they should nerf the time stop, because you see, it's not just more, if they were to actually invest in this, it's not just balancing one stand and then it's not going to be good enough to beat the others. I mean, we're going to balance every stand, buff or rework. So yeah, like, they would have to nerf the time stop cap damage, because if you have mastery, if you make max mastery and destructive power, if you do the correct combo, you can easily, it's just like the hand, put someone easily at 1/4 of HP. It's as simple and as basic as that, and it's just not balanced at all, because if you're not using a time stop resistant stand, that's just, and it's not wrong for them to use time stop, because that is part of their stand, but how broken it is, even with the damage caps, it still does way too much damage, and they need to fix it. I'm going to give you an example of what they did wrong when it comes to trying to fix and rework a stand. 6 Pistols. That stand they did some things right and some things wrong. Six Pistols needs to have a more of like, so the ability to dash out of rushes, that makes sense. That's a good buff considering it's Six Pistols. Now, if I were Uzu, I would have nerfed the, you know, when you would shoot a bullet up and it would auto track the person or the player. You could just do that over and over again, like in SB, or if you were on a horse, you'd pretty much be unstoppable. I would simply nerf that, so either it takes multiple shots to do that, or they just can't do that on a horse or something. Something along the lines of that. Because it's just too broken to be sitting on a horse and just spam that, and it auto tracks. And not only that, but it has literally infinite range. You can be all the way over there, and if no one else is on the map and you auto track and no NPCs, it would go straight to me, because that's how the auto track works. Now, taking it out, I didn't feel like that was necessary, but considering how the moves are now, I feel like it was good that they took it out. Or not good that they took it out, but at least good that they keep it in with the way they did that to Six Pistols. They pretty much made it so they should have reworked it, like, you know, the dashing out of rushes and the nerf there. They should have kept that. The move, you know, where you shoot 3 bullets and it hits them, I feel that was pretty good. The one move where you shoot a bullet, if it hits them, it does that. You could nerf the damage on that and make it so it's not guard breakable. You can be blockable. Yeah, that would make it a nice balanced stand, so you can't just rush on it. And it also has, you know, the same moves as before, but it's not completely insanely broken. If you land the proper combo and people are not smart enough to know how to counter it, it's easily doing, again, like 3/4 if you know how to do the proper combo. Pretty much every stand in this game needs a nerf or a buff somewhere. A good example of this is the fishing pole stand, I guess. That's what I call it. It's the, where is it? I don't know where it is, but let's see, Ocean Boy, yeah. That needs a buff, because I've barely seen anybody who actually uses that stand professionally, because it's just so hard to use, and just how annoying it is. Now, I'm going to touch on this later, once I'm done with this and another category, but a problem is when people call this a PvP game, and yeah, there's a lot of PvP aspects to it, it's just not fair with these balancings, because, yeah, they just need to fix a lot of the things in this game, but we're currently on stands, so, yeah. I'm going to go through these a little quicker because the video is already getting a lot of time in. So, I'm going to go back to Six Pistols for a moment. So, they should make it so the auto track move doesn't guard break. And to keep everything else. That's pretty much it. That would be balanced. Yeah, that would be balanced. That would actually be a balanced stand, considering it's projectiles upon projectiles. Now, another wrong case they did is when they buffed SCR the way they did. Honestly, SCR didn't need a buff, considering Conqueror's Will, which is better than Time Stop. There's no way you can counter it unless you get ragdolled before they use that. So unless you're ragdolled, SCR can easily do insane damage with just one basic combo. And it's really just pretty broken. They just really need to fix many of the stands and balance them out so they're not completely broken. It doesn't take just one move to bring people easily to almost 0 HP. It's just not very balanced at all. Now, I personally use Scary Monsters a lot because I like the stand, but this stand should also get nerfed. But we're going to go back to SCR for a moment. They should nerf the counter time, so or the cooldown. They should buff the cooldown or something like that. They should also make it so Conqueror's Will has a longer cooldown, or Conqueror's Will is just doesn't last for as long because it's really insane. It's better than Time Stop. There's no stand that you can use that will actually counter that. At least with Time Stop, you can actually counter it with a TS resistance stand. And so yeah, they need to nerf it like that. Now, if people say to me like, oh, well then that just makes it unbalanced, you have to keep in mind here that, I mean, I'm talking about all the stands are getting a buff or a nerf or a rework, whatever way you want to make it. So it's going to become balanced with everything else. So no matter what stand you use, it's going to be up to skill, not just one move, that if you can beat somebody. You know what I mean? Like, look at this. Look, this is a great example. You just used Conqueror's Will and did a combo with Spin, and look at that. That guy's already dead. He didn't even get a chance to do anything. It's just one move, there's no counter, and he's just already dead. Just like that. Feel bad for the guy. But yeah, let's move on to another stand. Let's see here. White Snake. Now I don't personally know a lot about White Snake, but what I know is it's stunned, so the stand take away, the move where you can take away someone's fighting style, and the move, I'm not sure what it's called, but it pretty much, like, makes you all weird. I don't know how to describe it. What you can do is, if you know how to use that, you can chain it. I honestly personally think that the fighting style one should be blockable. And the first one that makes you all weird, that one, it should be guard. It could be guard breakable, but does not actually it doesn't hit if it's guard breaks someone. And that would nerf it. The 3 pistols, that's pretty balanced. I'm gonna lie, White Snake is decently balanced. I mean, it's decently balanced. Again, if you do the right combo, you easily bring someone to 1/4. But yeah. So, I might have to make this into a part video because it's just me going through the stand nerfs is gonna take a while. So, yeah, I'm gonna probably do that. So, on to the next stand. Purple Haze. Purple Haze, in my opinion, is pretty balanced. But, honestly, I think they should make it so you can't hit yourself with it. And they should nerf the cooldowns and, I don't know, nerf the damage or range. Either one would work well in this situation. So we've gone over a good chunk of stands. So let's see, an arrow, hold up. Give me that. Okay. We've gone over a good chunk of stands. We've gone over boom, boom. We've gone over the hand. We've gone over Beach Boy. We've gone over the world over heaven. Okay, let's go on to the world. My personal opinion, the world is pretty balanced. The world and Star Platinum are pretty, I'm gonna say decently balanced. The world is probably the most balanced out of the 2. Definitely. It's pretty balanced. I mean, honestly, I feel like it could use a buff on its, whatchamacallit, Rotor-Roller, considering it takes up a good chunk of your rage bar. I can't get up here. It takes a good chunk of your rage bar, and it's pretty hard to hit, and does not do that much damage either, so they should buff that to balance it out more. It's double, the fact that it can do 2 rushes is really good. But, yeah, I can't really think of any way to nerf that. I mean, it's pretty balanced. I don't think it needs a nerf. It really doesn't. It's personally, in my opinion, fine as a stand. So, like, not everything is broken, but a good chunk of everything needs balances and fixes. Okay, so that is the world. And yes, I'm not a game developer, so I don't personally know, but seeing how broken these stands are, I can just kind of tell what needs to be nerfed, because I've played a good chunk of JoJo games, and in those games, at least things were decently balanced and not completely broken. Not all the games, but a good chunk of them were actually had balanced stuff. So, yeah. Okay, let's go on to the next stand. Okay, Aerosmith. Aerosmith, it's balanced considering it doesn't have a rush. Honestly, I guess I could do a damage nerf on that bullet move, but also nerf its range and pilot, and nerf the hitboxes and range of the barrage move, Vola Barrage. Pretty much that's it. Maybe nerf the bomb damage a bit. You can also maybe add a dash out of rushes, considering it doesn't have a rush itself. Honestly, the stands that don't have rushes should be able to dash out of rushes. I don't think we went over Beach Boy enough. Yeah, we didn't. Okay, we'll do that then. Beach Boy. So, it's a good stand. If you really know how to use it properly, and you can use it on someone well, you can definitely get some good stuff with that. It's not balanced in my opinion. It needs a buff. It needs a good buff. So they should buff that one where you throw your rod. It should buff either the speed or damage or cooldown. It should buff that. The drag move needs to have better aiming. I know it's auto target, but sometimes it just glitches out for me anytime that I've used Beast Boy. Or Beach Boy, not Beast Boy. It glitches out. So yeah, they should do that, and you can dash out of rushes. That would be balanced, make it a lot more of a better stand. So again, just not one time stop instantly kills them. Let's go on to the next stand. Okay, King Crimson. This one is pretty interesting. There are two King Crimsons, King Crimson Requiem and King Crimson Normal, the normal King Crimson. So King Crimson, the normal King Crimson, it is, in my opinion, and a lot of other people's opinions, better than King Crimson Requiem. It just takes, if you know how to really use it, I mean, if you're really good at it, you can really do some insane stuff. I personally think it needs a nerf, considering it has many different moves that just make it completely broken. It has a counter, it has time erase, it has multiple bleed moves, but one move that just pretty much gives you a free combo. You combine it with Homo and it does more damage. It has just so many god tier moves that it needs to be nerfed. King Crimson Requiem needs to be nerfed too. We're just going to talk about King Crimson for now. So, the impale range and hitbox needs to be fixed because it's just too big. Impale is too big of a hitbox. And it should also nerf the time you're on the ground, or at least like shorten it, I guess you could say, after someone uses impale. Honestly, I think everything else is fine. Honestly, I guess. Yeah, yeah, pretty much with that, the impale needs to be fixed. Okay, now King Crimson Requiem. King Crimson Requiem, if you, again, I know I've said this like a billion times, but if you use it properly, you can easily do chunks and chunks of damage. So, their best option to fix the stand, in my opinion, is make it so a few different things. Nerf the range of Dimensional Slash. Nerf the counter damage, because if it's or just change the counter altogether, because the counter does a lot of damage if you have Hormone active. It's like the same as like almost a rush, an entire rush from someone doing like 1.8 damage per hit on a rush. So you do that, and then after you've gone ahead and nerfed that, it would be good if Uzu could go ahead and nerf. I don't know, to be honest. It's pretty balanced. For a Requiem stand, it's decently balanced. I mean, I guess they should nerf Reality Marble's time, so it doesn't, and they should buff the cooldown. Same with the counter, they need to buff the cooldown. Let's see. I guess that's pretty much it. It's just, you can, if you do a Dimensional Slash and they block it, you can just use Hormone as a combo extender, or Spin as a combo extender. But I guess it's, because the time erase could be nerfed a bit, but pretty much then it would be fine. Okay, next stand, we have Golden Experience. Now I use Golden Experience personally. I got Spin with it. I'm going to use the Pure Roka so I can actually use Spin. But Here, well, actually, I'll do this while because I'm gonna be here for a while, and I would like a pure Roka instead of having to trade for it. So, yeah, okay. So golden experience, base golden experience. I haven't actually seen much about the stand. I know it has a pretty good counter. It has a move where I can disable limbs. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna say it's balanced. It's definitely gonna be balanced. Golden experience needs a nerf. It needs to be, or not golden experience. Golden experience Requiem needs a nerf in its damage from the life forms. The life form damage is insane. Jesus is here. If you are in your form and you land it, it does insane damage, and it's not that easy to hit. But they need to make it so it not only nerfs the damage, but buff the cooldown. Go ahead, and then they should go ahead and the awakening, the fact of infinite death, that's cool and all, but in my opinion, like, look at that, it boosts everything about the stand when you go into your awakening. I guess the awakening can stay because that's still okay, but the whole infinite death thing is pretty dumb. They should probably take it out and instead just be like a bit of a cutscene, not an entire, like, you have to sit there for a long time. It should just be a quick little cutscene and then it's done, instead of going through an entire animation. They need to do that, and pretty much just nerf the tree cooldown, or buff the tree cooldown. Just nerf the heal a bit. I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much it. Golden experience, Requiem. Okay. Now Sticky Fingers. Sticky Fingers is actually a pretty fun stand to use because if you spam your zipper punch, you can make someone completely disabled, which is pretty broken, to be honest. The fact that you can do that so easily. So yes, I think Sticky Fingers needs a nerf and a buff at the same time. I think his damage on his moves needs to be buffed. But the fact where you can make it so someone literally cannot move and you can just continuously spam it because it has such a small cooldown. They need to buff the cooldown. They need to go ahead and nerf the fact it just make it so you can use it twice and easily get them to very slow but not completely stopped. Should buff the cooldown on that bringing move. Nah, they should actually keep it as it is. That would be fine if they kept it as it is, for sure. Yeah, the zipper glide is fine. I mean, they should probably add like another move to it. Oh yeah, the move where he comes in the zipper and comes back out. They should buff the damage and the hitbox on that. And yeah, that would just make it a lot more balanced of a stand. So again, this is not like the most perfect balancing. I mean, I'm just kind of thinking it would just make it a lot more better of a PvP game, per se. Because there is a lot of PvP. Like, see, you get Prestige 3, and pretty much you have nothing to do. If you have the stands you want, you have pretty much nothing to do. It's boring because there's nothing to do. I'm already Prestige 3 and I have all the stands, so I'm just pretty much walking around doing absolutely nothing because I have nothing to do. So yeah, it's just, they should definitely, I mean, like, this is not the perfect thing, and I'm not a game developer, so I personally wouldn't know all about this, but I can just tell, and a lot of other people could tell, that there are a lot of things in this game that definitely need reworks and rebalancing because of how insanely broken they are. Now for people that are just grinding normally, I mean, you could do, I mean, I know it may sound complicated, but for people that are grinding, they may want that still. What they could do is for PvP aspects such as SBR and whatchamacallit, 1v1s and 2v2s, they apply those nerfs but also in the main game, they should either not, or just not make it as severe. One or the other. I don't know, because people, running DO over Heaven or whatnot, it's going to be hard. They honestly should just nerf DO over Heaven as it is. But we'll talk about that in another part. So, gone over Sticky Fingers. Mr. President, it needs a buff, for sure. If you can land it and use it properly, you can do good damage. But it definitely needs a buff. It should be able to dash out of rushes. It should, its Kidnap hitbox, I feel, should be a bit more buffed. Just a bit, not that much. But yeah, they need to buff the hitbox. The damage can sit where it is, because it's pretty good damage as it is. It should have... Honestly, a good move they could add to it is a burn damage move, where you pretty much like hold the key over like a lighter or something, and it would do kind of not as much as Magician's Red burn damage with Crossfire, Hurricane, or whatever it's called. Not as much, but do some good burn damage, because it's pretty. Mr. Prez is pretty counterable if you have a stand that can easily counter it, like a TS stand. That would work. Yeah. Okay. Now, for let's see, the next guy. White Album. Okay, White Album. It just needs more moves. Pretty much, it just needs more moves. Yeah, it just needs more moves. Like, it should have. When you hit someone with that ice move, that ice crystal move, they need to make it so you can't sit stuck in it. And they need to either, like, nerf the cooldown a bit. Yeah, nerf the cooldown. Okay, so after they do that with White Album, they should go ahead and add another move. I don't know, like kind of like an ice move, where if they're near you and you use it, they'll get stunned. Or they should just buff Gently Weeps, or make it some sort of like, yeah, I don't know. It's decently balanced, I guess. I guess a move that, like has decent range. So let's say like, from right here. Nah, that would be too. Let's say from right here to right there. Anyway, there you go. From here to right here, it would be a move where it would stun them for a good amount of time. You can do a good combo with it. But they should make it so it has a pretty high cooldown, considering how the move works. How the move would work. So, let's see. We've gone over pretty much everything but a few stands. We need to go over. Let's see, hold up. So we need to go over Crazy Diamond. We need to go over Permit Purple. We need to go over Hierophant Green. It's just, I don't remember these. It's the fact that they changed the names. It just makes it confusing to me. Magician's Red. Is there Platinum? Cream. I don't know what Grey Rapier is. Oh, that's probably like Silver Chariot. And this is probably Silver Chariot. Alright, I'm not sure. Silver Chariot is something else. I don't know, but since they changed the names, I don't, like, I can't tell. I'm being a little tiny brain, but we're just gonna move on either way. But yeah, okay, let's move on. So, let's just go straight on to Crazy Diamond. Crazy Diamonds, if you have Hormone with it, it can just be really broken. So what they need to do is, for the heavy, for the rock ability in your rage mode, honestly, I think that's pretty balanced, because you don't need to get an entire rage mode to use it. but the fact that you can just do like almost nothing in it needs to be fixed. Rushing would work, but they should make it so you can do like only like certain moves on certain stands or something like that. I don't know. Probably make it so. I don't know. Just make it so you don't get stuck in there too long, as long. So pretty much you nerf the time that the move stays on. After they were to do that, then they should go on ahead. And so for Crazy Diamonds, Rock Wall, I guess, and is what it is. I can't really think of anything that else would need to be nerfed. Maybe they should buff it a little bit, but only a little bit. It doesn't need that much of a buff. I think it's pretty balanced where it stands, so yeah, it's pretty good. If you know, again, what you're doing. So next stand we have Hermit Purple. Okay, Hermit Purple. Again, should be able to dash out of rushes. Like every stand that doesn't have a rush should be able to do. Maybe some stands can have it so they either can like block in rushes or add like some sort of rush to it themselves, so it's not that insane. But the burn damage with Hormone should be taken out. Instead, it should be either just there no matter what style you use, or it should be not there at all, and they just buff the damage. I don't remember if it guard breaks. I think it does. Actually, okay, well, if it's not guard break, then make it a guard break, you know, the slap move. The move where you pull them up and do a whole little thing, it's easily, and I mean very easily, perfect blockable. Like, it just, the move, if you know what you're doing, the move just pretty much becomes useless, except for escaping. So they should make it so it has a quicker startup time, and a bit more of a cooldown. And I guess that's pretty much it. Mega Rend AO makes sense. So yeah. Next stand. We're gonna go on to Magician's Red. Magician's Red burn damage should be nerfed just to start off, because that burn damage is insane. I mean, it's doing so much damage from just one Crossfire Hurricane. Pretty sure that's the name of the move. But yeah, pretty much they should nerf the damage on the burn. The burn damage they need to nerf. And I guess they should add another move. I don't think it should be a stun move. They should also nerf the fact that Crossfire has a lot more range. They should nerf the range. They should nerf the hitbox. And yeah, pretty much all of that. And then he should add an extra move. I'm not really sure what other move they could have added to Magician's Red, but it should be a decent move. Maybe like a block breaker. Maybe you shoot. I don't know, maybe Magician's Red picks up a rock on the ground and shoots it. It's kind of like a fireball or something like that, like a flaming rock at them. Guard breaks, so it has a projectile move. Crossfire, the first, like, you know how it's 3? The first should guard break and the other 2 not. That would make it more balanced. Okay, now next stand. Cream. They need to make it so the one where you go from here to here, like here and here. I'm not sure the zigzag move. I'm not sure which of the 2 creams attack would have. So they could either make it so they just nerf it a little bit, nerf each move a little bit in their own way, or make it so that one of them's guardable, and add a different move that I guess like a dash move, kind of like Made in Heaven's dash, but it goes slower and it can be guardable, but does not take any limbs when used. Only would take like an arm, so it's not just up to chance on if, you know, you're actually gonna lose a leg or not. And then we just have Star Platinum left. Star Platinum, it's pretty balanced. I guess the Starfinger cooldown needs to be buffed, and the blinding of it needs to be nerfed a bit, so yeah. Pretty much, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video, guys. So this is part 1 out of like 3 parts of how they can fix this game. So I've seen a lot of YouTubers talk about this topic of YBA YouTubers of like what needs to be fixed in this game, but I'm going to be going into detail of what exactly they could do and, you know, plans to. So I'm going to make the next part tomorrow, and that part is going to be the glitches and bugs. There's a lot we need to talk about then, and a lot of things that need to be fixed then. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this part. I know it's been pretty long, but yeah, I just wanted to make this out because it's kind of just been hard for me to play this game with all the problems. And Uzo needs to go ahead and, you know, get up and start fixing all of them. But yeah, we'll talk about the next section tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.